Today is, you probably know, Makara Sankriti, and according to Vedic astrology, one of the most auspicious days of the whole year, and it's a favorite day for taking bath in the Kumbh Mela, Ganges. So right now in India, so many. They said 400 million, but that's over a month period. And also today we're inaugurating a temple in Mumbai, big temple, apparently. And the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, he's attending that. So that puts us on the map. So it's very auspicious to have this ceremony. So I'll just say a few prayers and then we'll speak a little bit about Advaita Acharya. Om Agyanatimarandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshmatamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapatamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Sampratikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Advaita Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakara Raghunatham Vitam Tam Shijiram Sadvaitam Sadhutam Grijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Vinam Sakara Lalita Shri Vishavitam Join it. Hey Krishna Karana Sandhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopisha Gopikata Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kancha Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanshakapatarubhyasya Kripasindhuvyeja Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Advaita Acharya, he passed away yesterday morning, and then of course the ceremony was done yesterday afternoon. So Advaita told me that he first came to the tent campaign when we were in Malagasy. Have you all heard of that place called Malagasy? So that would have been 1982 or 1981. And then I remember the last campaign I ever did in 1982. That's in the last century now, 1982. And some of you weren't even born. Was at Lotus Park, where that Hindu temple is. And we did a campaign there. And Advaita Acharya and his whole family, Gandharvika, his sons, Sarathi, were very active. And they helped us so much. So we know Advaita Acharya. We could call him, if you like, a force of nature. Would you agree? Once he got going, You couldn't stop it. So I was thinking of a different analogy. And I was thinking of a bull in a field. But then it's a transcendental bull. It's a transcendental bull. So he preached very nicely in Lotus Park, Orient Park, is Go. And of course, he tried to establish, he did establish the Lotus Park Namahata, which is still going on. And many times I would visit his house, mainly because Gandharvika is such a good cook. And I'll sit under the steps, go upstairs, and have this prasadam. Very succulent, very nice. So Advaita, he was very successful in his life. He became a Vaishnava, and due to his association, many others became Krishna conscious, and he also influenced his family. So I'm convinced that he would have taken birth in Lord Krishna's pastimes. I'm actually convinced about that. Prabhupada writes in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 17, text 1. He says, we take great pride, that's right, we take great pride in the transcendental behavior of our students. Prabhupada writes that. So he's referring to his own disciples. But we can extend this also to grand disciples. So Advaita, like all of you, grand disciples, whether you're initiated, that makes it formal, and that's very important. But even if you're not initiated, you're coming under the shelter of ISKCON. So Prabhupada, he writes, I take great pride. So I think Srila Prabhupada would take great pride in the behavior, the activities of Advaita Acharya Prabhu, based on that statement. And he will also take great pride in your behavior if you also do the same types of things that Advaita did. Preached like a force of nature, and like that talk. It was very nice. It was very sastra. And you'll notice when Advaita Acharya, when he was speaking, he was referring to the Bhagavad Gita and giving the reference. This is called spiritual integrity. You speak, and then you give a reference. So it was very nice what I heard there. So we humbly encourage you to also follow in Advaita Acharya's footsteps. Of course, many of you are already doing that. But you should take great courage and faith and know without doubt that your next birth will be in the pastimes of Lord Krishna. So really, there's nothing to lament when a Vaishnava leaves. There's nothing to lament. So, Prabhupada also writes, just to make this point very clear, in the 6th canto, chapter 3, he says, it is a fact that even a chronically sinful person who chants the name of God, although not completely without offenses, does not take another material birth. So if you don't take a material birth, it means you take a spiritual birth. And Prabhupada is saying, even a chronically sinful person. So Advaita, obviously he wasn't in that category. He was a sadhu. He was a saintly person. And also all of you are saintly persons. Our next birth will be in Krishna's pastimes. We read about Krishna's pastimes in the Krishna book, as Prabhupada has given us. That actually is our real family. In this material world, we have a family. We have a father and a mother. And we have children. But they're temporary. They don't last. And even our children or our parents can let us down. They can embarrass us. But our eternal family is Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual world, where there is Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, Purnamasi, cowherd boys, gopis, and Krishna, the Supreme Person. You are all persons, and you have your different individual personalities. Like everyone is a little bit different. We're all a little bit different. The way we dress. We're individuals, but we're persons. But Krishna is the Supreme Person. So you can have a relationship with him. You can talk with him. When you become qualified, you can dance with him. Even in old age, you can dance with him. You can eat with him. You can play with him. Prabhupada mentioned this is the goal of life. To live with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to play with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to eat with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and to dance with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You can dance with Krishna. This is from the 8th canto. So this is our goal. And Advaita, Acharya, Prabhu, has achieved that goal. His body was becoming old, and Krishna kindly took him away. 50 years ago, there was a great devotee. His name was Jayananda Prabhu, and he started the Rath Yatra festivals. He was very enthusiastic. So, after 10 years of being in the movement, he got leukemia, some disease, and he died. So Prabhupada wrote, I am very proud that I have this disciple, and Krishna blessed you, because your body was diseased, so he took you away. And then Prabhupada said, or rather he wrote, you have now taken birth in Vaikuntha or Krishna Loka. It's the same, Krishna Loka, Vaikuntha. So we can apply that also to Advaita Prabhu. But Prabhupada and our previous acharyas would be very proud of him, and that his body was diseased. When you get older, apakshaya, the body dwindles. Apakshaya. His body was dwindling, his kidney, so forth. So Krishna took him away, and he took birth in the Lord's pastimes, where he has spiritual body. So he wasn't a sannyasi, he wasn't an official Diksha guru, but of course he was like a Siksha guru, because he gave advice and he preached Siksha, instructions. So the way to honor him, we're going to offer the flowers to him, but the real way to honor him is to follow in his footsteps. Follow in his footsteps, try to preach. And if you you can't preach, then help those who are preaching. Food for Life, Rathayatra festivals, Krishnaష్టami festivals. We have a bird. A bird is doing this. I think it's a sparrow. Very auspicious. I was just looking at that picture of Prabhupada. So when that picture was taken, I was standing there. I was standing there when that picture was taken. And I can't see from this angle, but is Prabhupada smiling? Yeah, now he's smiling. But what is he looking at? 5th canto, description of hellish planets. Description of hellish planets. You can see the picture there. And he's smiling. The BET elders decided not to circulate that picture so much. So there's other pictures of Prabhupada looking at a different picture. But he's actually looking at 5th canto, volume 2, description of hellish planets. Yeah, and he's smiling. So please continue with your practice of Krishna consciousness. Associate with the Vaishnavas in a very favorable way. Don't become Nindunam, Dosakirtanam. Don't criticize. Don't find fault. Don't find fault. If you want to find fault, you can. Because every endeavor is covered with some fault out of the Gita. So we should look favorably at Vaishnavas, like Advaita Prabhu, who was a congregational member, who lived outside the temple, but he perfected his life and also helped many others perfect their lives. So thank you very much for coming and observing this ceremony for the disappearance of Advaita. And the destination he got, you will also get. And you should be firmly convinced about that. There should be no doubt. Shamshaya, doubt. His Grace Advaita Acharya Prabhu ki Srila Prabhupada ki Gaudiya